Hello friends, and welcome to the Hanged Man in the Moon. I have mail, and you can see it's a little beaten up. It's come to me from Greece, and I think the contents are going to be okay. This is something I've been waiting for quite a while. They are called, alternately, Deste Cards, Katina Deste, Katina Cards, and I think the most correct name probably is Katina Deste, because I believe that Deste means cards in Turkish. So calling them Deste Cards is like calling them cards, I think. Now, I really am not a scholar on these cards, but I did see them on a couple of channels and they caught my interest, and I wanted to add these to the systems of cartomancy that I'm studying. They are not tarot cards. They're not the tarot system. I'm also studying Lenormand and Kipper cards, which are both similar systems which originated in Germany. Lenormand comes from, I believe, the Game of Hope, and Kipper cards are fully a German system of cartomancy. And they are both 36 card decks. This is a little bit similar to Lenormand and Kipper because they are read similarly. The cards are the cards. Like in Lenormand, the cross is the cross. The fish are the fish. The child is the child and has a few meanings, but you don't interpret them by image. You're reading them by the meaning of the card. And I believe this system is also similar. There's a special system of reading these cards traditionally that I'm also going to be learning. That has to do with elements and drawing an answer from 4 cards drawn with the elements. I'm not completely sure, but that's what I know so far. And I wanted to get the deck before I really started diving into studying them. These were created, I believe, by a woman named Mara Maridi, who is an author in the Greek language. And she is also a psychic, a channeler. And she believes she channeled her aunt, Katina, who taught her these cards, who showed her these cards in a vision. They were created in, I'm sorry, just a moment. I have to remember the pronunciation of the name of this town. It's called Smyrna. And it's a town that is ancient and also contested as to what country it's in at what particular point in history. So at the time that this deck was created, around the turn of the 19th century into the 20th century, Smyrna was part of the Ottoman Empire, which included both Turkey and Greece, or parts of Greece at least. Yeah, Greece, yes, Greece. So this section is now in Turkey, but is culturally Greek. And so for me, this is a Greek system, which is also used in Turkey. I ordered it from Greek, and I hope it's the Greek deck, because I also want to refresh my knowledge of Greek letters and a little bit of Greek language that I sort of picked up on my course of studying theology and also from frat houses in university. Frat houses have their names in Greek letters, yeah? Delta, 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 gamma, alpha, pi, for example. So I think this is the Greek version of the deck. I hope it's the Greek version of the deck. I ordered it from Greece. We'll see. So if you're interested in finding out more about this deck, I will turn the camera around and we'll dive into it together. Let's see what I can see. Let's see if this is worthy of being uploaded. I'll see you in a bit. So friends, I'm back and I have taken the stuff out of the package. And I've also printed out two sheets or two sets of information here. And I'm not sure if either of them will be helpful. The list of the cards are in different orders, so they might be helpful and I might just be winging it. But first, let's look at the book. The book is in Greek. Yes, the book is in Greek. That is what I wanted. I wanted a Greek edition, and it looks like this is definitely a Greek edition, which means that I cannot read it. But just a moment, just a moment. Let's see. No, that's also Greek. So what do we have? Just in case you are able to read Greek, the book is a nice small book, but thick. So there's a lot of information in here. And it begins with, let's see, it begins with a table of contents. And I believe this looks like an introduction on the cards. Probably. Like I said, it's all Greek to me. This is the one and only time I'm going to use this joke in this video. I promise. It is all Greek to me. But it looks like these were created probably in 1890. Yeah. And 1865, maybe there was a printing. I have no idea. Back to 1894, 1965, the year after I was born. And then we go into the cards. And look, the cards, we have a full picture of the card. We have a description, I believe, probably upright and reverse meanings. These cards are read in reversals, traditionally. And instead of showing you all the images in the book, I'm going to show you all the images in the cards. And here we have probably how to read the cards. But, you know, I don't know what this means. So instead of suffering, oh, here's a spread. Look, here we have a Celtic cross. So you can read these in a tarot-like system, but again, these are not tarot cards. There are, let's see, how many cards are there? Can I tell? Can I tell right off the bat? No, there aren't numbers on the cards themselves. Let me look at my information here. It looks like there are a total of 64 cards. 64. So close to the size of a tarot deck of 78. Closer than a set of 36 Kipper or Lenormand cards. But again, these are not tarot. These are more like Lenormand or Kipper style. So let's get into the deck. Let me show you the size of the cards as it relates to a standard US Games tarot card. First, let me open the box. It's a tuck box. Isn't that the design on this deck is gorgeous, I believe. I love the colors. I love this aged gold and the parchment looking background to these discs, Deste, which again, I believe means cards or deck of cards. And here we are. These look like the backs. Yes, this is what the backs of the cards looks like. No, maybe not. Maybe not. Just a moment. Okay, no. These are the backs. Okay, so these are the backs. This is what the backs look like. This is what the main image looks like. And compared to a standard tarot card, you can see it's much smaller. It's much smaller than a standard tarot card. It's narrower and shorter. Let's see what it looks like as compared to a deck of large-ish Lenormand cards, because they are larger than what we would consider a large Lenormand, I believe. Yes, so this is the Game of Hope cards, which are a reprint, and you can see that they're just a little bit bigger. They might be close to the size of, and I don't have it, the Ciro Marchetti Lenormand deck, the fin de siècle deck. It might be a little bit closer to that size, maybe a little bit more narrow. Be that as it may, this is what the backs of the cards look like. They are thick cards. They are definitely very thick cards. Flexible. They are semi-gloss finish. Probably in the range of 330, I guess. GC as 330 as far as the weight of the card. Okay, let's flip them back around to the front. And let's see, these look like coins to me, but this might just be a title card, no? Well, let's see, Deste. This also says Deste. I'm not sure if these are actual cards. So this looks like fish. Does it look like fish to you? Let's see if I've got a list that starts with fish. My first one here is opium. That's not opium. And let's see, the first one on this list is the key. That doesn't look like a key to me. Let's see. Okay. So this is very interesting. So it looks like, okay, so again, you're walking through this with me for the first time. This is the first time I've seen this deck. So we've got this, which looks like an image, and then we've got this, which does not look like an image. Then we have this, and then we have another one of these that doesn't look like an image. Then we have, it looks like a broom. But look at the design work on the backgrounds of these cards. It looks like they're all the same pattern for the borders of the cards. But isn't this lovely? It looks like there are partridges. It has a kind of medieval tapestry feel to it, doesn't it? And a very aged look, which I love. Procado, maybe. Oh gosh, my Greek is so rusty, it's almost meaningless. Okay, and then here we have another. Okay, this looks like a regular card. Good. This looks like it says PD. I don't know what that is. Looks like a dragon, perhaps? And then it looks like we have the moon. I think I can recognize that. The color tones, this aged, antiqued color tone, I love. This flower. Looks like we have clouds here. There are many cards, I think, in this deck which are similar to a Lenormand or a Kipper deck. There are cloud cards, there's a key card, there are fish cards. Don't know what this one is yet. Don't know what this one is yet. Maybe a castle? Maybe? This looks like a deer to me, perhaps. And here we have, I'm not sure. I need to be able to read this, I think. But you see the wind blowing. So while these do have a very medieval look to them, there's action, there's depth to the images as well. Looking like a castle, maybe a tower card. Looks like a door, a very Arab-looking design door, perhaps an Ottoman design door. And this looks like mice to me. Let me see. Can I find mice on here? Guns, hawk, fox. Let's see. Mountain, fish, owl, cloud, anchor, cross, sun, mice. Okay, yes, there is a mice card. Now, just so we know, here's one way of interpreting the mice card. An indication of theft, robbery, forgery, a loss of trial. Every conflict ends up in loss for you. You lose an argument. People treat you unfairly. Now, in Lenormand, the mice, and I don't know if these are read directionally, but the mice is eating away at things. Something is lessened, is eaten away. So that, I mean, there's a similar quality here to these mice and the mice in perhaps Lenormand. Looks like a child to me, but I wouldn't be able to tell you right offhand. Okay, this looks like the Poppy card to me. Let's see, do I have Poppy in... Let's see, where is the Poppy card? The Poppy card, lilies, tree, opium, Afyon. I don't know. Okay, I really need to go and look at card by card with the list to be able to match them up. Look at that image. Very desert looking image, right? With the sunlight coming from one side and the dark coming from the other. Looks like this might be a mound with people, perhaps a set of tents here. Ship, definitely a ship card. Ship. Let me see. Okay, just a moment. Let me see if I can find ship here and see if I can see ship in perhaps Greek, anchor, cloud, owl, fish, letter, tomb, Nile, broom, short saber. Okay, really, I don't want to take too much time on this, but just in case, I can make a discovery right here. Sailboat. Yeah, no, I don't think so. Okay, no, I need to look at these. This list might not even be in Greek. Okay, who we have? Something else. Looks like the interior of a home, a very dark interior, a very poor home. A mattress on the floor, a door, a stone, maybe hearth. And here we have, okay, here's an owl. I can recognize the owl. Look at that cute owl. Eyes closed, beak tucked under the wing. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous card. These cards are gorgeous, which is one of the reasons why I was drawn to them, seeing them on YouTube a long time ago. Book, perhaps? I don't know. Here's, okay, this is the key. This looks like a fountain, a bird fountain. I suppose there's a bird fountain card in the deck. Heart, okay, a heart card, very similar to, oh, but look, there's a face in the heart. Can you see that? And here we have a camel. And what is that above the camel? Here we have some plants below the camel. Does that look like a bird of some kind? Interesting. Or is it a canopy with a bird on top of the canopy? Sun card. Gorgeous. The aged, somewhat weathered look of this deck is fabulous for me. Perhaps paths? And here we have a dervish. Yeah, a dervish. Remember, this deck was created perhaps around the turn of the century, maybe 50 years after the Lenormand decks had begun being created, perhaps. Okay, this is a tree of some sort, and I'm not going to try and read the Greek. Letter. Okay, there's a letter card. That red. It's that sudden splash of red in this deck is eye-catching. Okay, here are the short swords. Perhaps desert. Looks like a desert. Kind of smells like a desert from here. And what's next? What is next? These cards are thick, so it feels like I've got more than one card. Oh, I do have more than one card. Look at that ring. That ring on a red background. Now, there are jewels. There are 4 elements which are jewels in this deck. I don't think this is one of them yet. And here we have, perhaps stars? Perhaps. We've already had a card that looked like the sun and a card that looked like the moon. This is probably the stars. And there are 2 cards here. Okay, here we go with another flower. Oh, look at those flowers. Those flowers are lush. And at the same time aged, like an antique painting. Somehow, somewhat Asian painting. Lovely. And here we have the fox sneaking around, perhaps at night, sniffing things out. Cleverness. Anchor. Okay, there's an anchor card here too. Very similar to Lenormand. There are a lot of cards here that remind me of Lenormand. Zara, is that the horse? Looks like it's probably Lara? Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to try and read the Greek. Not yet. I need to study to be able to read this. And okay, here's another horse. So it'd be interesting to know what the differences between these are. And notice the symbols, the patterned symbols below. And here's another horse. So it looks like there are different kinds of horses here. Let's see if I can see something about that here. Okay, noble steeds, yes. Caliph, horse of ruby. Aha, interesting. So, okay, I got that. This I get. Okay, Caliph. Horse of ruby. Zara was horse of diamond. So I guess this is a symbol of diamond, perhaps. That looks like a symbol for ruby. Let's see. Hess, horse of emerald. So that could be emerald. And then the next one should be Munzor, horse of ebony. Ebony. Okay, ebony. I'll buy that. So printing these sheets out served some purpose. And then we have Dare. Okay, Dare. Now, these suddenly do not look like they're in... I'm not sure. Okay, maybe they're not in Greek. Maybe these aren't in Greek. The book is in Greek, but these are probably not in Greek. Okay. So anyways, Dare. The princesses. No, these are not the princesses. These are probably the sorcerers. Let's see. Davis. No. Sorcerers, maybe not. So what do we have? We have, these are now out of order. Okay, so we have sorcerers, we have princesses, we have queens, and we have elementals. So maybe these are sorcerers. No, they don't look like sorcerers to me. Princes, they are princes. Okay, princes, yes. Probably. Efrat. Okay, I'll look at that later. But so there are a lot of people in this deck. And you notice that here we have the symbol for diamond, for emerald, again, for ruby, and the next should be ebony. Yes. So there are elements for the people. Now each set of people has one element each. Something like suits, I assume. Now these look like princes to me. Okay, so let's see, Prince Gamat. So this is the set of princes, right? And this is the Diamond Prince. The Diamond Prince handles his highest goals with determination and calmness. This is the Emerald Prince, which is sensitivity, rich inner world. This would be the Ruby Prince. I'm guessing passion. Let's see. Ruby, a person who is surrounded by people, loved by his friends. Okay. And so then the last would be the Prince for Ebony, which would be an enormous ego lies beneath the surface of this person. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so these are probably the princesses, yes? the princesses. The princess of diamonds, Dasta. No, this is the princess of no, maybe these are the queens. These are the queens. Okay, so the queens, the Sultana of diamond. Okay, so this would be the queen. Look at that veil. Look at her. She is gorgeous. Well, they're both gorgeous. She is gorgeous. The emerald queen. The ruby queen, which is a person who is surrounded by people. Oh, no, that's the prince. The ruby queen. Sultana of ruby is a person that determines peace and order. The card also signifies success is yours. And the ebony queen. Let's see if the ebony queen is as not positive as the ebony prince. Reign in marriage, a good, affectionate mother. Okay, no, so ebony is not always a negative sounding card. I love her hair. I love her hair. And so these are the princesses. Okay, yes, this would be a princess, I'm sure. Emerald Princess. And here we have, let's see, again, taking these apart is a little bit difficult. So this princess looks a little bit older to me than the other prince. Well, okay. I guess she is younger than the queens. Whoa, now that's a princess. Full on in her full princessness. Reminding me a little bit of a Goya painting. And here we have the ebony princess, ruby princess, ebony princess. Isn't that interesting? The four suits, we have diamond, we have emerald, we have ruby, all very similar materials. And then suddenly we have ebony, which is a wood. Very interesting selection, isn't it? And here we go, just plain on diamond, right? Plain on emerald. Look at that pattern. And the next should be plain on regular old ruby. Let's see. There's ruby. There's ruby. And then we have, oh, look, yeah, there's writing around this. And this is writing that I definitely cannot read at this point. And here we have the ebony. Look at that pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A 5-sectioned pattern. Okay, so we have... Now remember, this is a Greek deck. So elements, there are 4 elements. Just like the rest of Europe. Water, fire, air, earth, right? These are shown by 3 stones, precious gems, and ebony. But this pattern has a 5th element within it, which is interesting to me. And here we have another, this is another diamond, a diamond suited something. And here we have the emerald suited something. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe these are the sorcerers. Let's see. Ishvar. No, Ishvar is not a sorcerer. Ishvar, the kings, no. The princesses, no. Treasures. Diamond, Almas. No, it's not that. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know what this is. Again, I need to study this deck. I'm sorry, knocking things all over the place as I'm trying to get information. And here's the ruby of that. Reminds me a little bit of a Buddhist image. Does it remind you of that as well? Or maybe, no, maybe this is like an Islamic prayer. Oh, now that's interesting. Did you notice that? Oh, no. Okay, so we have people kneeling, one facing to the right, the next to the left, the next to the left, and the next to the right, making me wonder if perhaps directionality is going to be important in reading this deck. And here we go with some other people. We have Atari, maybe. Okay, and then we have Balind. So that's the last card. And I'm curious about, remember those first few cards that confused me somewhat? Remember there was this card with the 4 elements on it. Now we see that as the 4 elements. And then there's this card. And then there was this card with like a fish. And then there was another one of these cards. And I was afraid that this was going to be a pattern of somehow, with every other card being like this, which it is not. But I wonder what's up with these cards. So I'm going to have to look at the deck and the information that I printed out and see if maybe these are possibly just extra cards. I don't know. I really don't know this deck well enough to say. So friends, these are the Deste cards. These are the Deste cards, or the Katina Deste. What do you think? Are you interested? If you are interested, I know a couple of people who give you information on YouTube about these cards, and they are going to be my main resources for studying these, as well as a little more information that I found online. If you're interested, I'll link some of them below. And thank you for staying with me. Let me know what you think. Do you think that you'd be interested in getting a deck like this? The artwork, again, I think is just gorgeous. Let me try shuffling these. I'm going to shuffle without these cards because, like I said, I don't know if those are additional cards, extra cards, or not. So let me shuffle. Let me try to see what card I get from the deck. And let's see. Okay, so they shuffle beautifully. They bridge beautifully if you're a bridge shuffler. Yeah, they shuffle beautifully. I've got myself a very small working space here. My hands are too big. Let's see, overhand. Overhand, what do we get? Okay, yeah, they are a little clumpy right now, but not horribly so. No, they're not horribly so, horribly clumpy. Okay, so let's see. Okay, for us, what is a card for us? And I'll read what I've got in my sheets if I can find it quickly. What is a card for us for today, at the time of this filming or at the time of viewing for all of us? And I don't believe that these cards are traditionally read singularly, but let's give it a shot. So, isn't she elegant? Okay, we have this, which is one of the cards that caught my eye, wasn't it? Let's see if I can find it quickly. I know what I'll do. I'm going to put you on pause for just a moment. Okay, friends, well, it took me a while to find it, but this is Simun. Simun, East Winds, Winds of Change. So, our reading for today is unexpected meeting with someone you desire to see, sudden evolution. It also brings a change of residence to a new relationship, always to the best. Perhaps a sudden change of residence. If cards that symbolize money and wealth appear next to this card, then you shall find something of great value. So, friends, winds of change, but change for the better. Does that look like change for the better? Well, I suppose it's the hot winds are clearing away the dust and the accumulated stuff and giving us a change of scenery, a like in the desert, when the hot winds blow, they clear away the tracks of things that have been left behind and leave us with a new, clean surface. So perhaps that's the meaning. The hot or the east winds of change. So, friends, expect some changes in your life, I suppose. And they're changes for the better. Friends, thank you very much for staying with me. And as always, I'm curious. Well, first, I am curious. What do you think? Are you interested in this deck? Will you be interested in buying and studying this deck? Tell me in the comments below. And like if you feel the urge to like, and subscribe to get information about when I upload videos, and click the alarm bell if you haven't already. And share it if you feel like there's somebody out there who might get a kick out of learning about the Deste cards. Again, I will put information about other sources, places to learn about Deste if you are curious. And friends, as always, I wish you love, joy, well-being, and pure awareness. Thank you. I hope all of your wins are changed for the better. Goodbye.